actually worked.
Oh no, I would have been charmed.
Really?
I would have been thoroughly charmed.
If a random dude started, like, walked up to you on the street and started rapping about you...
Listen. He'd talked to her like twice before at that point. This is their third meeting.
Yeah, and she kept telling him to fuck off.
So you only allow rapping on the third meeting. Good to know.
Is the stream back up?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Oh. Let's find out.
Yes.
Hurrah!
But I didn't put the thumbnail on it, so give me a second. I mean, don't actually give me a second. You can keep talking. It doesn't matter.
Oh, well, yeah, what were we talking about?
We were talking about
the rap.
We're just very scatterbrained at the moment. Usually we do like an episode thing. Did we stop doing those? Did I miss something?
We haven't had to do those in a while because we've had actual stuff to say about the show as a whole.
For like the better part
3 hours.
of this year, yeah.
Yeah, I think we haven't done it for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did it for Charlotte, didn't we?
Yeah, because we didn't have anything to say about Charlotte.
We started doing it for Charlotte, I think, for one episode or two, and then we just started going off in random directions.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've been a part of these.
Well, you're here now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am. I'm very happy. I like all of you.
It started with Monica
nice.
Magica.
Yeah.
Scrub, you're gonna have to love all of us, or else bad things will happen.
Or else we'll literally die.
We will all turn into demons and God will blow up the world.
I don't know if I like you guys that much to start loving you.
Oh, the nuke of light I can already see it coming down from the sky.
Don't worry, I have enough love in my heart for all of us.
Okay, I'm gonna leave my camera off because I don't.
Oh, he cut out. He's gone. having a lot of tech issues this stream.
So did anyone else feel like the pacing of this show was completely off at all times?
What do you mean?
I
never felt like out of rhythm.
Yes. There was never like a consistent rhythm. The final episode felt like it was cramming 3 different episodes into one. And the first few episodes felt like they were pushed up. Like,
yeah, that's
episode
true.
3 felt like, oh, we get cool Windows desktop.
Oh, browser mode. Here we go.
But episode 3 felt like it was like a plot that would happen for episode 6.
Remind me what happens in episode 3?
That's when the water monster and Rio and Akira get mad because Rio wants to kill Akira's girlfriend.
Right. That did feel really weirdly like, oh gosh, wait, we're in the deep end now. What?
Yeah, and I would have loved to have an episode beforehand that we actually get to see all the characters more. Like, we get to see them in their average day-to-day, but I would have liked it if we could establish their characters a bit more, which is a problem because it turns out they don't have characters.
I am gonna push back. I'm actually really glad that it opens and there's like an immediate sense of urgency with this like plot line of the picture guy. I don't remember his name, but the picture guy, getting videos of Akira and stuff like that, and them having to go track him down, and it being this whole like different sides, are trying to get to this information first and trying to track this guy down and trying to like take over Miki and stuff like that. I am glad.
I didn't think that plot made a lot of sense. Like, what's the problem with revealing that Akira is a Devilman? Right? Isn't it just? It just means that like people are gonna trust.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the plot. It's the pacing that's off.
The problem was that what's his name? Fucking Rio testing. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Check 1, 2, 3.
The line just fell out.
What line?
The line to my mic.
What?
It popped out.
The plug fell out. It wasn't.
That's probably why you were so staticky before.
Probably was.
Oh.
That makes sense.
I was only checking on the box to my mic. I wasn't looking at the mic. But no, it fell right out the bottom.
Well, we can hear you fine now.
Perfect.
Much like Devilman Crybaby, the show we're discussing.
Out the bottom.
It fell right out the bottom.
It fell right out the bottom. Devilman Crybaby.
No. Literally, what were we just talking about?
Oh, it was about the pacing.
The pacing bad.
We were talking about we were talking about the pacing, but Panic said that he didn't think the plot made sense.
No, I think that specific part of the plot where they were going after the picture guy. I mean, I guess it makes sense in that Rio doesn't want to make the knowledge of demons public until episode 6. Because that way he can, like, cause a big panic. But Rio doesn't know that he wants that at that point.
Yeah, I think at that point
hypnotized into thinking he's just a normal guy.
Rio doesn't really know what he wants until he actually realizes what he is.
That he's
Rio
the
was like
devil.
a fascinating
From the Bible.
From the Bible, yeah.
From the Bible.
I was hoping we were gonna make that joke this stream.
Like devil, because like okay, it's like when I started watching this show, I was like, Rio is so fixated on Akira, and I think that's really interesting how like Akira cares about everything and Rio only cares about Akira. And like that's like an interesting dichotomy that they have right there. And I think that idea, it's like Rio wants to simultaneously protect Akira and also do this thing that he believes is important. And so like
hold on, I'm sorry, James. Who in the chat said that they were Madoka and Homura coded?
Oh, that was me. That was me. They're a little
yeah.
Madoka and Homura coded in that specific way where it's like, you know, like Madoka cares about like everybody and everything all of the time. She's like, all of it is worth caring about. And Homura is like, you are worth caring about. Specifically because of that trait of yours. And it's so interesting. Because it's like Homura looking at the world through the lens of Madoka because Homura cannot imagine a world worth looking at without that lens. And in that way, like, Rio is doing a similar thing with Akira, where he's like, the only thing, like, I don't care. I don't feel love. I don't feel XYZ. I don't think it's real. I don't think love or pain are real. But I'm still hyper attached to this one specific boy who loves and feels so deeply that he would say that I'm crying when I'm clearly not, as though he feels something for me that I'm not feeling for myself, right?
I just realized why Rio bothers me.
Why?
Because it's an incredibly worse version of one of my favorite characters of all time. You were just describing one of my favorite characters of all time.
Really? Who?
Ogata from Golden Kamuy.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Unfortunately.
No, I got a friend who talks about Golden Kamuy all the time, but I've never gotten around to it.
Is that the psychopath sniper one?
Debatable if he's actually clinically a psychopath, but yes.
But you got him, yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking of.
But it's like, and so like, how did I get onto this? You asked about Homer and Monica coded, but why did you ask that?
I was just clarifying because you had said that Akira loves everybody and Rio only loves them, and that reminded me of Madoka and Homura, and I was like, wait, didn't somebody literally say that in the chat? And
yeah. It's like, so like, it's so interesting how those two things contrast too, because the point of Monica Magica is that like the love wins in the end, but also like the point of rebellion is that like then there's complications. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that like
wait, so like Devilman is the doomer to Madoka Magica's gloomer.
I guess.
Yeah, you know.
Sure, I guess that's what happened. I guess, because like I feel like this connected to something that I was saying before you asked the Homer Monica question. What was it? I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Brian, you've been awfully quiet. I mean, besides the whole mic problems, but you haven't shared much.
It's because I
About
have
the
nothing
show.
to say about this show.
Really?
No, I'm serious.
That's why he gave it a 4
No,
out
I
of
get
10.
it. This show gives you nothing to work off. Like,
I feel like
That's not true. We've been talking for an hour now, and like we've just scratched the surface.
I mean, if you cut out
Really?
if
We
you cut
have?
out the mic problems and you cut out if you cut out the three of the top of us laughing at this show, I feel like it's been more like 20 minutes. But
Time flies when you're having fun.
I mean,
You
okay,
say
let
we
me
just
give-
scratched the surface. What is
because-
below the surface in your mind?
the same question, but in a less comedic and condescending way. Like,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
no, it's all right. I'm here for the snark, but
see, I can talk about this for a while because Devilman Crybaby to me is just a. Thinking about it, I don't even know if I'd say it's better. It's a just different, a shifted version of Death Parade to me.
I don't see how it has much in common with Death Parade.
I really don't understand. Yeah, this comparison.
I think I
Is
get
it the
it.
way that you view the show, or is it the way that the show's like?
It's just the way I view the
themselves?
show. I don't mean it in terms of
okay.
comparison. It's more like it's something that wants to be deep but has very little to say.
Okay, all right.
think it's technically true that it has very little to say, but I think that's because the thing it wants to say is very simple and didn't need to be 10 episodes long.
Yeah,
It
that's
really
why
is
I
a
really
one
like
episode
movie.
sort of moral of maybe
feel
we
like
shouldn't hurt each other.
You could have made such a really good meal out of that relay metaphor throughout a movie. Like, are you kidding me? I do believe
I
this. I believe
specifically
this.
don't have anything to say about the relay metaphor.
You could make it. I bet Uma Musume could do it well.
Dude, I bet they could.
All right.
Look,
So about
I'm in
the
agreement.
metaphors.
Oh, the metaphors, yes.
I have
Okay,
a
go
We've
ahead.
already
joke
discussed
that
the demon metaphors.
I have a joke that I like to do with the people I watch stuff with, where whenever there is a tea kettle on screen, I point at it and I say, it's a metaphor for the escalating tension of the situation.
Okay.
I mean, that is correct. That is true.
Or a chess game, or anything like that.
The light-
It's a metaphor.
The light bulb goes out, but
light
the
bulb
man is
goes out and
smiling. The man is sad.
Yep. Watching Devilman Crybaby, I did not put my finger down. I continuously pointed at the screen, and I said, it's a metaphor, you see.
It's a metaphor.
Like, I get that there's value in being direct. Like, show don't tell has its limits, right? But there's value in grace as well. Like, there is a graceful way to do this, and it's not just literally cutting to a character holding a baton out to another character and them dropping it. And then cutting back to the scene that we are literally physically with them in the same position. And it's certainly not doing that half a dozen times.
This fight is a metaphor for a fight.
This fight is a metaphor. Rio is letting Akira down. He's not picking up the anchor spot. Everyone who has passed the tradition of humanity and love along time and time again, they're being let down now because the last runner isn't running. Love only works if we all love. If even some of us don't love, we all fucking die.
See, that's what I meant when I said we all fucking die. And see, that's what I meant when I said that, like, you could make a meal out of the metaphor. You could make that metaphor, like, it comes up in a flash, like, the beginning, and you think, oh, this is, like, the track meet. And then the track meet stops being a thing halfway through because that's, like, the big moment where it's like, anyway, devils are real, and we've revealed this to the public. And then, like, you keep the metaphor going anyway, but, like, in little moments, until finally you get to the confrontation between Ryo and Akira. And Akira, not the final one, but the one where Akira finds him in that, like, blasted hellscape of an Icelandic village that they were in. Yeah. It's, like, where he finds him, and Rio, like, says, but I'm not a human, and suddenly you hear, like, the sound effect of the baton dropping. Like, that would be cool.
Yeah.
No, like, as a metaphor, I don't have a problem with it. It's their handling of the metaphor that is an issue.
Well, yeah,
I would agree with you, because I do agree that there's a lot of ham-fisted, like, ooh, look at this type stuff in the show. But all of them, like, the baton thing only really became like an in-your-face metaphor at the end of the series.
In the most important moment of the show, yeah.
It was always there, like, as an idea running through the series, but it was only like, hey, boom, this is it. This is what it means. Everybody look and pay attention, please. Right?
we've been doing this the whole time.
Yeah, we've been doing this the whole time.
You know what I think might be the most like ham-fisted metaphor this show has ever given?
I've got a guess.
What?
When the girl started touching herself and she made donkey noises.
I'm gonna be real. I don't understand the metaphor. I was just like, okay, I guess that's the artistic decision they're making.
That's like, I'm
Is
not
it
even
that sex
sure
is
it was a
animalistic?
quote-unquote metaphor. I think they were just saying, yes, this is the thing that makes us animals.
Okay.
I mean, that in and of itself is a metaphor.
Sure, I guess
Yeah.
so.
It's beating you over the head with a block of salt, but it's a metaphor.
Mhm.
Okay, all right, hold on. Okay, hold on. Beating you over the head with a block of salt is going a little too far. It happens one time.
I
does
would
happen.
call that
Yes,
more...
they hit me over the head with a block of salt one
One
You
time.
only need to be hit with a brick once.
I would call that more artistic direction than
Yeah,
ham-fisted metaphor, but there's a thin line.
I feel like the story the director wants to tell is something out of their scope.
No, vehemently disagree.
I
Dude, this was
agree.
fucking
Well,
Masaki
I agree
Yuasa.
with Tom about disagreeing.
Yeah,
I
what is
agree
this
that I
supposed to
disagree.
be?
Dude, Masaki Yuasa, I mean, by this point, he had already made, like Kaiba and Tatami Galaxy and, like, Ping Pong and, like,
That's
literally
true.
the year before this, he made The Night is Short, Walk On Girl. Like, he made, like, huge, like, critically acclaimed works right after this. He made fucking Keep Your Hands Off Eikozen. Like, he's really good.
No, I know. I love most of his work, which is why
I
I'm
also
just so
hated Eizouken.
confused why this one is so.
I didn't
Bad.
like Eizouken really that much either, but, like, people really like that show.
But I'm
That's all
not gonna
saying.
deny that it's incredibly well directed.
Yeah. I think
I just
Look.
want to know why there were so many choices made for this show. Like, why?
Why
this?
did they make so
Why
many
that?
choices?
Why-
Why did they
why-
decide?
I mean, I do think they should have decided to just not make this.
Nah.
I
Damn.
think somebody wanted to throw money at the 50th anniversary of Go Nagai and was like, let's redo Devilman Cry, or let's do a Devilman adaptation. Let's give it to a really visionary director. Let's get Netflix behind it, throw a fuckload of money at it, and see what pops, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Absolutely
I think,
a worthwhile thing to
like, yeah, I think that is the idea, right? Like,
They still should've made a
I don't
movie.
think they were like, let's get somebody who didn't know what they were doing. Like, this guy knows, man. He's up on the up.
do. Hmm.
That's true. That's true. I did kind of like I liked the bonita flakes. I thought that was interesting somehow. Like, I liked the way they were animated. That'll be in my brain forever, I guess. I liked those.
Yeah. See, like, stuff like the Bonita Flakes is like that to me seems like a metaphor that went over my head because it might mean something more to Japanese people than it does to somebody who doesn't know. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's more of like a cultural metaphor that I was
I
like,
think
wonder
those
what this
ones were
means.
just bonito flakes.
I mean, I don't know. Just the way that scene went, I think it might have been trying to say something that I just didn't understand.
Look,
Hmm.
sometimes your English teacher asks, why do the bonito flakes wiggle like worms? And the author is just like, the bonito flakes wiggle like worms.
That is what they do in real life too.
I just can't
Because
shake
Bonita
this
Flakes does
feeling
something
that
hot and they
even
wiggle.
if it is Masaki Yuasa, that there's just some things in this show that feel like he did because he could and not an actual reason.
I mean,
What do you have in mind?
I guess that's having fun with
What makes
it,
you say
maybe.
I mean, maybe, but
Hold on, wait. Platinum Angel makes up a really good point. The Benito Flakes
Oh.
were not alive the way the faces on the demons weren't alive. That's really good, actually. I like that a lot.
I can see that. Yeah, I can.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I can believe that one.
Yeah, the dad talks about the faces, the flakes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then he's the faces. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. That's sick as fuck.
I do. Okay, so that is like the show. One of the only things that this show says completely indirectly and never gets in your face about is the idea of things being emotionally real, even if they are not like logically correct. Like, and that's like another dichotomy between like Akira and Ryo is that like
Mhm.
Akira understands what an emotional reality is, and Ryo simply cannot. He cannot understand what an emotional reality is because to feel any feeling is to feel every feeling. Not all at once, of course, but like because he like it's like I said something about how like Ryo's reaction to seeing the kitten suffering is to attempt to kill it, mainly because he wants to be able to control like the suffering. Like he sees the suffering happening and he wants control. Um, and and so he's like, the easiest way to do that, the shortcut to that, is to simply kill this kitten. But Akira understands that like even if we have no control over if the kitten lives or dies, we have to act as though we have all of the control over if this kitten lives or dies. And that means we should make it so that the kitten has the best chances of living. And you're not helping me with that. You are hindering this mission that I am on. And it's like, both of them are like, you're hindering this mission that I'm on. And it's like things being emotionally real. The Bonito Flakes are alive emotionally because it feels fun to say, or it feels the world is more interesting if you say the Bonito Flakes are alive. But like it's like logically no they're not. Like the Bonito Flakes wiggle around because that's their response to heat, in the same way that frog leg kind of jump around when you put salt on them because like the salt like reacts with like the muscle fibers in a certain way. And so like the idea of like Ryo being such like a hyper logical like yes I will do this, that, and the other thing because that will get this result. And he is correct in that he can manipulate people's emotions to make them do things that they otherwise would not be doing. But in that way, Akira is saying you're not playing around with fake bullshit. You are playing around with people's lives like it's nothing. And it's like this whole idea of like it's like Ryo just hands him a hunk of cash and he's like go find a prostitute or something and go find a prostitute and drink some booze or whatever, and Akira understands a little bit that that's not exactly what he wants, but he's too hazy in the head to really understand it. And like that's another reason why like the puberty thing like fucks him up a little bit, is because like he like suddenly his emotions are going more haywire than they usually do, and it's this whole thing, yada yada, so on and so forth. So I guess I just thought that was like the primary piece of interest in the show, is like, well, I don't know if primary piece of interest is the right way to phrase it, but I've discovered this. There we go.
I don't know how you can go on that rant and say you don't like the show because that sounded sick as fuck. Like
Raises
that's
hand.
awesome.
I
Yeah,
think
what's up,
it's like,
Scrub?
I just wanted to add a little thing about the kitten that I think there's a theme in there. I don't know how. Again, the lack of sleep and trying to process everything still. I binged the rest of the half of this show like last night, but I feel like there is a theme there of it's not just like Akira saving the cat is in a way knowing that the creature will die, but realizing that it doesn't matter that it's going to die. It should be given the best. It should be given the best life it has left. We should treat things with love and care, not because that there's a chance they'll go on, but because that's the right thing to do, to let them live and enjoy themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I think both both of those points are true, especially because like, you know, James bring up the thing about the control. Like, yeah, it is out of, you know, Akira's control about this cat, and like he can't do it. He's just like a kid and he doesn't know any better, right? Um, but he's still like, I want to do whatever I can to give it the best life. And then that kind of like that idea carries out through the rest of the show, where it's like, you know, I'm trying my best to like give people the best lives that they can, you know, that we can lead. But at the same time, you know, things are out of my control. Like, you can't control everything, while Rio is like manipulating everything behind the scenes, you know, like he Akira in turn is being manipulated. Like,
Humans are humans are allowed to live because they are alive.
yeah. Yeah, I think everything in the show, like, I get the whole point about like the subtlety of the metaphors and stuff like that, but I think because there's so many, like each metaphor that they use, um, even with stuff that like went over my head, like the bonito flakes, you know, um, I think that type of stuff, like, now that I think about it, it's like, oh, that kind of is in your face about it. You know, once we had, you know, the chatter like explain it, I'm like, yeah, how did I miss that? That seems like really obvious now that you say it out loud. Yeah. But at the same time, because there's so much of that, I think it's totally cool because each metaphor is being done differently. If the baton thing was throughout the entire show, literally the way it was done in the last episode, it would get super tired and old and stale, really quickly. But I think because it's used sparingly until the end, even though it kind of always is there, I think it works. I think it works really well. I think that's why the metaphors in this show work really well.
I think so. Like, we keep coming back to my lack of enjoyment of the show. I'm gonna be honest. Like, we all know that I rate shows like higher than anybody else does, like consistently. And like when I say I don't like the show, I kept thinking I really don't like this show. I think it's probably gonna be a 7 out of 10 at most because like it's like. It's
Hey,
like
I'm
some of
with
it-
you. At this point, unless it's for anime discussion, if it's not an 8 out of 10 or above, I drop it.
Dang. It's not even
That's a
me
very
being like I want to
demanding-
quality max or whatever. Like it's not me trying to be like
Is it
that.
very
It's more
demanding?
like what?
Tenix said
Yeah.
that's very demanding, and it's just there are so many 8 out of 10 shows. You could watch nothing but 8 out of 10 shows for the rest of your life and never run out.
Yeah, but you
I'm
wouldn't
really
know about those
well,
8 out of 10s that
honestly.
you feel about unless you tried a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, sure, but
I mean,
you
that's
would
true as
because
well.
you
I
have
don't
people
rate
like
a lot of
me
stuff
and
eight
Jeff
or more.
who, when we're on our shit, watch everything because that's our job.
Yeah, but in that sense, but like you also would not have finished this show. So like for a guy like
yeah,
me,
and
if
I
I
would have been
listened,
better for it.
but if I listened to you, you're saying, but you have guys like me and Jeff, right? But if I listened to you, I would not have watched a show that I really enjoyed.
I think
I once
there's more
heard
to
someone
it than
say
that.
that like if you're
I mean,
playing
yeah, but
fair
I'm
with
just
your
saying.
audience, you can give something a bad review and they will still know that they personally would want to see that thing.
Sure, but also
like that's
like there's a difference between I will only watch shows that have been vetted by people I trust, and I will only finish shows that I think I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's like back to my thing about like I think I have such a strong dislike of this show while still being like I guess it's a 7 out of 10. I think it's because like I see like the deliberateness of it. I see how deliberately it's been crafted, and I'm like, I can't not respect that. And I think the reason that I just like I look at like the time that I spent on the show as is, and I'm like, well, I'm certainly glad that I did this as part of like the anime club where we talk about anime as opposed to having friends in high school who were like, you gotta watch Devilman Crybaby, and being peer pressured into watching it for air quotes fun. Because like I would have had bad friends if that was the case, because they would have been like, yeah, I know you and I know what your tastes in media are, and I think you should watch this, and they would have been wrong. But like it's like the I think it's like it is the fact that it's the fact that the terminus of the entire thing, like, because it is so clearly about like war and hatred is bad, and I'm over here like, yeah, I already knew that, motherfucker. What else do you want from me? Do you just want to reflect the worst possible state of the world back at me? Is that what you're trying to do? You know what I mean? Like I don't care. Oh my god, I don't care. I don't care.
See, that's the
you
thing
know,
that
like,
I
I'm
think
like,
that the three of us on the top over here are kind of dancing over. Is that my big problem with Devilman Crybaby isn't that it's super overt with its metaphor or anything like that. There are tons of shows that are very overt with their metaphor that I adore, like Dan or Mob Psycho. My problem with it is that it's boring. It's boring, and I didn't like watching it.
Yeah, I guess it does seem like that because, like, sorry, Tom, can I go first?
No,
it's
go ahead,
also
yeah.
to finish a thought I didn't get to say before. So I think, what I wanted to say before was that I think the simplistic story, or no, rather the simplistic message and themes the series has, I think is definitely connected with this being like literally based on a kid's manga, or like a manga that was in part targeted for children. I think it works very well for what it is, but I think what makes
You think what makes?
Yeah.
okay. Oh no, I was afraid that like it was
the
only
stream
me.
is fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's Tenek.
If Tenek is cut out, then
Rio killed him.
I'm just gonna say that this show in particular did a whole lot of things to make sure nobody could possibly mistake it for being a show for children.
No. I don't think that was Tenek's point. He's saying the ideas from the original that they were bringing over
so
are
those
for
could
children.
also have been changed.
You don't. I mean, okay. To be fair, right? Yes, they did change a lot, but trying to keep the same general idea and motif of the original, but putting it behind a much darker and grittier and, sex gore filled story, I don't think is a bad thing. I think like, yeah, how many people was this their first
how much of that
exposure
did you
to Devilman?
Oh my gosh, you're back!
Hello.
You caught up for like
yes,
2 minutes.
I didn't realize my connection failed until I finished talking. So how much of that did you actually hear?
Basically,
You caught up 2 minutes ago.
Not 10, but
2 minutes.
I said 2.
You basically
Okay,
I think we got the point to where you were like, it's basically, the original idea is for kids.
And that persists into Crybaby.
And
yeah.
Yes, that persists in the Crybaby. What doesn't persist in the Crybaby is the presentation. So like the Crybaby's presentation is specifically like super mature, not something you'd show to a kid at all. So it creates this weird contrast where it's like the vibe, how the show is presenting itself, it makes it seem like it's incredibly mature and deep, but really it's not. And it's not surprising that it's not, because the story is inherently something that is fit for children.
It's telling the kids, hey, don't do drugs and don't start wars.
Yeah, then who is this for?
Okay, hold on. All right. I think Tenek, you're right to some extent, but to be fair, the original manga, it started out more as like a superhero story and then got more complex and mature later on as it went, to the point where, everyone fucking dies, right?
Yeah.
The thing that they're bringing over to Crybaby rather is that idea, right? Like, where it is still it still has like a really simple, backdrop of themes and narrative, but like it is still trying to keep that more, I guess, like complex ideas right off the bat. I don't think the show starts out very simple,
What do you mean by that? What do you mean it doesn't
Like,
start out very simple?
I don't think it starts out like it would a superhero baby show. Like, we're not watching fucking Bono in the first 3 episodes, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's fucking people dying and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think it starts out pretty evenly, consistently gritty through the whole series.
I mean, I think that's another thing. Like, obviously, the source material is very gritty as well. I think that's just a part of the time, right? That like they made this kind of media that's like equally targeted for children, but also is extremely violent in a way that we wouldn't think is fit for kids now. So like obviously, like when the Crybaby retains those gritty aspects, it is very much um consistent, like going off the source material, but it doesn't contain any of the aspects which, when you read the source material you say, oh yeah, this is obviously for kids. So I think that's just something that gets lost in translation. It's not to say that like Crybaby is not a good adaptation. I think it absolutely is a very faithful one.
I would also just like say that I don't think it's a bad thing to give simple ideas really gritty stories. Like, I remember when the show came out, I think it went over a lot of people's heads. I think that's one of the reasons why it won Anime of the Year, because people looked at it and was like, "Oh, this show is too deep for me. I didn't get it. I don't understand it. Why did everyone fucking die?" But at the end of the day, like, I think it's I think it was really simple. I think people were trying to get more out of it than the show was giving them. And that's not
You're
necessarily
insulting a lot of people with that statement, and I
No,
agree. I think most people are stupid.
I don't mean it
because
as an insult.
Well, I do. Those people are idiots if they couldn't figure out the meaning of the show.
I think that there is. I think I just had a little bit of a brain blast.
What?
About why I don't like this show very much.
Tell me.
When we have a show like this that is about loving humanity as a whole or individual people, you need to show me that those people are worth loving. And I know that the point of not Chainsaw Man, of Devilman Crybaby, is that, like we said, people deserve to live and be loved because they are alive. For me, that's not enough. I'm thinking about Chainsaw Man in particular.
No, you're right. Chainsaw Man's good like that.
Chainsaw Man is full of people who portray a bunch of qualities that Devilman Crybaby would say would make them turn into demons, and they often do. But these people interact with each other in ways that are so unguarded. They show each other who they really are because they're not going to live very long. And they make you love them as characters, if not as people. They show that the world, at least for these people, is worth saving. And so they fight for it, even if it's just to touch a titty and eat jam on toast. Because titties and jam on toast are worth fighting for. That's the point of Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like Devilman Crybaby does that. Devilman Crybaby shows me all of these terrible people doing terrible things. They show me people who are afraid and who are killing people because they think that they might not live in ways that they agree with, and then it says, this is the world you need to save. And it presents that as a complicated question, sure, but ultimately the answer is, yeah, everyone's gonna die if we don't make the decision that these people are worth loving. But love is reciprocal.
I think that is a little unfair to say that the show doesn't show you anything like that.
Like, I'm exaggerating, but I didn't get enough.
Yeah.
Personally.
Okay, all right. Because
Like,
I think there are plenty of scenes where it's like them sitting down with the family, or just little scenes where it's like fucking the scene on the roof with Miki and Akira, where they're just staring at the stars, right? Like, I think there's stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
The scene on the roof
wait, hold
with
on.
Miki. We get scenes with Miki's family. We have one character who is the designated one to be liked.
Mm-hmm. So I I hate most of Miki's family. One, the dad is just the dad is just spouting like Christian things.
I also
There's
think
nothing
that's
You can
not a
say it.
coincidence. Like,
He's white.
yeah.
You can say it. Like,
His
come on.
wife, his wife
he's a
doesn't
white
have a
dude, fuck him.
character.
yeah, yeah. He's just a white guy.
The child is annoying. Like there's nothing to the child other than obvious devil bait later on in the story.
He is a child. Oh no, the child is being corrupted. What will we do?
He is a
I
child.
actually hated the family just for like how obviously corrupted this child was, and they just laughed it off and just like, oh, you.
kids will eat
It
dogs.
was very strange.
Kids will eat dogs.
Oh my god. Like, this
Okay.
super white dad sitting over here like, I knew we shouldn't have moved into Japan.
And Miki herself feels
Unironically.
like she is just, she's like one step above Milquetoast's character.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
the
true.
most compelled I ever felt by her is when like Akira said to her, "He's taking advantage of your innocence," and she's like, "What's wrong with being innocent?" And like that was an exchange that like sticks in my brain. Although I can't quite explain it in words why.
No, yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
I
I
get what
think-
you're saying. Miko was a lot better. I actually cared about Miko. I wish her arc didn't just stop in the middle of it. Like, just have an abrupt, okay, now you're a good guy.
Yeah, anyway, I wanted to comment on that at one point because I don't know what happened. Like Miki's character just there's no sass to her. And I really like that about her. I'm sorry for bringing up the manga so much, but I just find it fascinating to compare it. Because even though like it's not like she was super deep there, like he did manage to give her like a likable personality. And there's just nothing in the show.
I just
don't know.
thought
In
of
the
something
manga-
really funny real quick. I was thinking about
What?
characters I do like in this show, and like thinking about what ExPoint said about, you know, having to like love humanity to care about the main point of this show. And I was like, well, what characters do I like? Well, I like the rapper crew, but I like them like they're pets. Like they're not real people. They're just a family dog that I really like.
I do love my little guys.
No, they were great.
I think the
They
rapper
were the best
guys were
characters.
consistently like everybody's like really shining point of like side characters being people's favorite.
I mean, they're just like actual people, but we don't get to spend enough time with them, so they're not fully developed. So I don't see them as like a shining beacon of humanity. I just see them and I go like, oh, that's my boy. I like my
What a
boy.
guy.
Yeah.
I like them
Well,
in
I
the way
think-
I
Boy.
might like a dying cat that I choose to save.
I think
Oh
a lot of
no,
their
you're
character-
from Devilman Crybaby. We should kill you to put you out of your mercy.
I think a lot of their character comes through in those like little tiny raps that they do at the beginning of the episodes every so often, where they're just like, "Hey, yeah, this is the state of the world we live in.
Which is
Fuck, everything
awesome.
sucks." But yeah, but I'm
Which,
still
I
fucking
think-
here rapping because I'm a legend.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Can
I
That
comment on that
reminded
real
me
quick?
of the best parts of Paranoia Agent.
Oh.
The parts that like don't take themselves super seriously and just have a little bit of fun. Like,
What did you want to say, Tenek?
yeah.
Yes, the rapping guys. I mean, they're fine. I like the idea of like changing the school delinquents for rappers like this, but I don't think it makes sense for them to be rapping out about what they are. Like they're talking about Japan as if it's like some third world shithole, but like I don't know what parts of Tokyo
you
are
not
like this.
know what rap
Maybe I'm
music
not-
usually sounds like okay, listen, the drama of I'm not saying that, like the drama of crafting a rap song is the idea of like building like a picture of like this is the world that this is the kind of shit that's going on. It's like this is the kind of shit, like building a word picture of like crazy shit's going on and I'm over here also in the crazy shit. Like that's like a core tenet of like a lot of like freestyle rap.
Yeah,
Sure,
I would
but
also like
look,
I would also like
look,
to say
look.
like that aspect of rap Tenek that you're like saying like where do we see in Tokyo, like that was like a very core thing about like the Wu-Tang Clan, one of the most famous rap groups ever of all time. Like they got really famous and popular because they were rapping about how shitty their city lives were, and people didn't know about all the drugs and the gang violence. Like they didn't know about that stuff, and they were just like, "Oh, I thought everything was fucking great over there." Like they didn't know about it
Right.
until people started making music about it. That's what these guys are.
So you're saying like Masaki Yuasa is basically here telling us Japan is not that good.
Yeah,
Japan is
he's.
not
I
as
mean,
good as you might
well,
think.
he's. I think he's basically saying like at least this version of Japan. I don't know if it's necessarily one to one, but like this version
I mean,
of the state of the
Yeah,
world.
I mean, okay, obviously it's true in the like Devilman version of it, but
that's the
what
only thing that
confused me
matters
is that
for
like,
one.
but like Devilman is supposed to be pretty realistic, aside from all the stuff about devils. Like,
Aside
I,
from
I
all the
would assume that
Devilmen.
like the Tokyo, yeah, I mean, Japan in Devilman is supposed to be like real Japan.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and are you saying that like there aren't slums in Tokyo?
I mean, I guess I would
That
be
there's no
surprised to find out
poverty
there are,
in
yeah.
glorious Japan?
Do you not?
On the scale,
I feel like
on the
you might
scale
have,
that they present in
I
the
think you
raps,
might have
yeah, I think I would be
fallen into
surprised.
some
But maybe,
propaganda a little bit.
maybe. I will admit, it's not like I've done like statistical research on Tokyo.
I also
or
This is
haven't,
the
which
Japan.
is
fucking
why I think
homeless
surely there must be
thing
poverty.
again.
There has
No.
to be.
You know what I keep thinking about with this show, where it's just like it's shown that like us devils have infiltrated and have total control of the American military. With that, I keep thinking about that one Helsing abridged quote of just like, well, America is imploding. Ah, so I see the devils have infiltrated them. No, actually.
No, actually.
Maybe
was
there's
the
something
Russians,
very
what?
relevant here.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I remember people complaining about the fact that like people were like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like, why is Rio in control of the Japanese government now?" And it's like because they're demons, man.
Mhm.
Everyone's a fucking demon.
Always have
like
been.
Always have
they
been.
were, I don't know if always have, but they are definitely now.
No, well, it says in
No, like
Devilman
that
they
is a
always have been.
canonical. That is
Oh.
a canonical reveal. Like Rio says, see, anyone can become a demon if they become discontented with society. And like, I don't think he's lying necessarily. I think that literally demons as a concept are a brain infection in literally every human on this planet. The idea is that like demons can get into anybody, at any
Wait,
time.
I'm,
Like,
I'm sorry,
like
isn't that just like, isn't that just lies that Rio spouts just so people get panicked? I don't think it's supposed
Well,
to be taken as like
I
actually a
think
point
it's
of law. That's true.
I think it's a truth that Rio says that makes people panic. Because, like, the truth can also make people panic, especially the way he frames the truth. That's the sneaky thing about the devil, is that he frames the truth in ways that make you want to kill yourself. That's okay. That was a bit dark. Like whenever someone says, like, whenever you think to yourself this thing, that's the devil talking, like that's what it means. It's like Rio is a creature of like logic. He will twist the truth to mean anything, and like the idea is like that's like he says like anyone can become a devil, and that is like anyone can become a demon. That is true. That is true. And Rio then says, so point yourselves at these specific kinds of people, and like harbor hatred and murder in your hearts for them, lest they destroy you. And then like because he gives them like something that is just vague enough that could mean literally anybody, and like just specific enough that someone could like create a justification for it that fits that isn't just like doesn't sound like nonsense. Like it gives them a plausible deniability to start witch hunting. Like that's the idea, is that like what Rio is saying is logically true, but very unsound.
Yeah, I mean the in the original manga, the comparison between hunting demons and the witch hunts, I think were
I mean,
literally
I did post that screenshot, right?
yeah, right?
It's
Like
just there.
they I mean, it wasn't just I mean, because it was like um
They
I
also
mean,
really call
obviously
Miki a witch.
that yeah, they call Miki a witch too. Yeah, they make reference to that, but it was basically it was in the original manga, I mean. It was like every major war that was like I can't remember the specifics. There was a specific a through line between all the wars that they had referenced, and I can't remember what the fuck it is off the top of my head. God damn it. But I mean, that's just
I know what you mean.
I remember seeing some factoid about it like a while ago. I just can't remember. But there the way that it's portrayed in Crybaby, where it's like, yeah, we're all anybody can be fucking a demon, but I think the
If they're
the
lucky.
layer is
Anyone can be fucking a demon?
If they're lucky.
okay, all right, hold on. I think Rio saying anyone can be a demon, and then Akira having that, which I think is, if I remember correctly, it's like a line, like one of the most iconic lines from the manga, where it's like, "Go to hell, you mortals! Like you are all demons. You are really
Yeah, that's after they like start torturing people.
Yeah, where they
because
literally
they suspect that they are actually demons when they're not.
Yeah.
When they're just normal people.
He also says that in the anime during the scene where like they're dancing in front of the burning wreckage of the house with the dismembered bodies of his loved ones. And it's like,
that's
I'm gonna be real.
about.
I've never had this reaction to a serious scene before, but I've heard of other people seeing serious scenes and just suddenly bursting out laughing. And I didn't understand how that could ever happen. And then this scene happened, and I was like, why am I laughing? Like,
oh, come on,
you
man.
have experienced a show that's trying very hard to get you to feel a certain way. You peek behind the curtain for a second, and you're like, oh, you're just guys making this. This isn't really happening. You're just some folks telling a story. That's so cute. I love
Are you telling me this entire time it was just guys?
You're just guys. You're just dudes. You're just little
Not
guys
even
telling you a
women?
little story.
Look,
Little
it's
guys.
always been just guys, okay?
Do not look behind the curtain. There is no man.
Speaking of looking behind the curtain, has anyone seen the second Wicked movie?
I've heard it's bullshit.
I want
garbage.
to.
I've heard it's
Oh,
absolute
was it?
bullshit.
Okay, I can skip it.
Yeah.
The first one was so good. Like,
And
Dude,
then
I
this one
watched,
is
a
like-
good
not as good.
adaptation of Wicked. It was a really good movie.
I watched the second half of that movie because I just walked in at a friend's house and they were watching it, and I was like, I don't know. I
I
don't
know,
know.
To be fair,
that's
I
it.
heard the second half is the worst part of it.
It's true, but even that
Oh.
notwithstanding, it was bad.
Dang.
Anyway, and it was especially weird as a prequel to Devilman Crybaby. I don't understand the connection.
Well, you see,
Yeah.
they're both bad.
Where the fuck was the lion? Like, come
Can
on.
you imagine the bad cinematic universe? Just all of the bad stuff is actually
Oh,
one
man.
canon.
Is one kid, they all canonically exist in the same realm.
Oh, I get it now. So when God blew up the planet and remade
God.
it wasn't a time loop. He was just setting up the world for Wicked 2 to take place.
He was sending them all to Oz. I love Once
They're
Upon a
reborn
Time.
and reincarnated. Oh my god, Once Upon a Time. Oh my
Dude, I
God.
heard that
Season
show was
5.
fucking insane.
I feel like one of the only shows that like matches its freak is probably Riverdale.
I love Riverdale.
Yo, that's a fucking crazy sentence.
No, Once Upon a Time
Okay.
doesn't reach Riverdale levels, but
Damn.
that's
Yeah.
because they weren't trying to, you know?
That's true. That's
They
true.
were
Riverdale
trying to
was
work with what
certainly
they had to make a
trying.
passable show, and Riverdale was like, what do we have? Throw it out.
What do we?
Dude, you'll never know the highs and lows of high school football, okay?
So Devilman Crybaby, huh?
Devilman
right,
Crybaby
right.
didn't
Can
have
we talk about
any
the character
football in it.
designs?
Yes.
the
Because
character
that's
designs?
another thing that I really liked in the show. They were creepy, but also like noble. The depiction of Satan was eerie, but also really beautiful.
Yeah.
Like Amon was badass.
Something about
Yeah.
Miko's design was really good. I liked
It was
Miko.
really disarming. No, I'm thinking of Miki.
Miki. No, I'm talking about Miko, especially more her
Miko was good.
design post Devil.
Mm-hmm. No, I really it got the character across, and Miki I liked a lot. She had weird tan lines.
Yeah. Why
Yeah, I don't know.
was that?
Because they were out running.
Sure,
But
they're
That's like what?
I don't
she
know.
not have tan lines
Was
on her
it-
legs. It was just t-shirt shaped tan lines.
Hmm.
But she wore shorts to run. So if you're gonna have the tan lines at all,
Yeah, I don't know.
plus like
maybe
didn't
it
they
was
go
different
away
from
in the
before.
bath scene? She
Did
was
they?
just all pale.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you
don't
gotta
pay attention
scrub
to
away
detail.
the tan lines.
Maybe
It's a metaphor for the
It's a
escalated
metaphor.
tension of the situation.
Maybe she had tan lines in like a specific scene, and then like I don't know. Later on, it just
Me
like
pointing to
we
the
did-
giant cum stain on the wall. It's a
It's a
metaphor.
metaphor. It was on the
Oh
scene.
my god.
Come on.
It is a metaphor.
It actually is a metaphor.
I don't know. I think it's called Aftermath.
I can't believe they actually did the Evangelion thing.
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
believe they unironically like panned the camera down to his hand.
Oh my god.
yeah.
That's so fucked
yeah.
up.
I still remember Red.
No, I think. Look. No, I think you meant to say that's the lowest of
It's
the low.
lowest
No,
of
wait,
the
hold
low.
on. We need to talk about Benzer is talking about my favorite character with
Red Karibo.
Red Karibo girl.
What was with
Does
that?
anybody shout out to my girl Psycho Jenny who showed up and
Mhm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like I saw when Satan was bringing like the armies of the Lord back to Earth or whatever, and he showed up with all of these like myriad demons in shadow behind him, and little Red Karibo up in the foreground, like I am also here.
Oh, Victorine, I remember now.
That was
it was Psycho
so
Jenny who
funny.
got killed by 3 shields.
You know, I do find it really funny how, real first things. This is just his secretary, and he doesn't think twice about like the weird ass facial expression, completely inhuman.
That's on a face.
I am a totally
Really
normal
like-
human. I feel like I said at some point, and I forget what character I was talking about, but I said she looks like a Meeseeks. No, that was during Takapi's Original Sin that I said that. Sorry.
Okay.
But she does look like a Meeseeks. Like,
Possibly.
all of the totally real, legitimate humans in this series.
I did like the little bit where, like, so the first demon we ever see is the track and field coach, and we keep panning over to him a little bit. Like, we keep, like, gets bop over,
Yeah, that was
track and field
cool.
coach, being a demon. And then, like, the last episode, it's revealed, like, it's like he's on Devilman's side.
Yeah,
That
he
was fun.
explodes and he's like pops out 4 arms. He's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Just the scene in the
I didn't
first
notice that.
episode with him where he's just sitting there minding his own business and just eats a butterfly with his tongue.
Love that.
That was
Yeah.
rad.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I looked at that guy and I said that guy's going to do something at some point.
I thought he wouldn't. I thought it was just like the paranoia agent-esque setting the scene. Like, yeah, this is kind of a magical realism kind of thing. Weird shit just happens and you accept it.
Ah,
Points at screen, it's a metaphor.
it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor for how weird adulthood is, and
Yeah,
these kids are still in their youth.
See, it's actually a puberty narrative.
Wait, so if you out puberty yourself too hard, then the world ends?
Sure.
Kind of.
Yeah, you see,
the end of the
Rio,
world as we know it.
Satan was just on puberty blockers. That's why the world blew up.
Real. Can I bring up something?
I guess.
I think it's relevant to, I think, how James, especially how you like
If
talked
I
about
said
the show.
no, what would you
And
do?
I think, well, I don't know how much authority you actually have. You see, there is no like legally binding laws governing
There are
how
no
we can
legally
carry this
binding
out.
laws.
You will have
2025.
authority if you answer me these riddles 3.
Sorry, go ahead.
Right, but what I wanted to say is that like I agree with like what a lot of you have been saying about like how simple the show is. Like I don't blame you for thinking that way, even though I also agree with Tom. I don't think that's a problem. But I think what makes me still like Devilman in general a lot is that I think that stories where the world ends and everything goes to shit and you watch society crumble are simply cool as fuck. Like Tom, tell me if you agree with me on
No,
this.
like-
I think like even putting aside any theming or messaging, just like watching that shit go down, I love it.
No, see, this is the thing about any media discussion at all, is that my main argument this entire time has just been Devilman's really boring and I hate it. And it's totally valid to just say, no. Nah, man.
Yeah.
That's
You
got
got man. It was sick.
Get out.
Like,
Devilman's rad. You see the Earth
Dude,
glow? Did
what
you see
about-
God come down and wipe out humanity again? Because we didn't love each other? That's sick.
Antarctica, fucking like Antarctica just gets destroyed.
It just gets
That's
fucking
what-
Antarctica is destroyed by Satan getting yeeted at it hard enough.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Did you see the part where Devilman gets his legs ripped off and then those 2 eel demons were like, use us instead, and then they became his legs? That's
That
sick.
was so
Exactly.
sick and a metaphor.
That was fucking awesome.
And
But
I can't say anything to that. Like, cool. It's sick.
Okay,
So good.
all right, but were you not enraptured in the early episodes by the
No.
fucking Chad Devil Dash, where he's fucking running?
Oh, that thing.
That's
the
so
little
funny.
arm
perpendicular
thing.
with the ground.
Enraptured is a word.
How can you be bored when cool shit like that's going on?
Cool's a word.
Cool's a word.
I love having memes on my TV screen. So
Yeah,
I'm looking
I,
through my mal, right? Because I
Uh-huh,
want to
go ahead.
be. I really want to say the simplicity is not the problem, and I like a lot of simple shows. But it's really kind of looking like that's not true. Because, like, all of my 9s out of 10 are very complicated. Most of my 8 out of 10s are pretty intricate. Like, Yamada's First Time is pretty simple, but that's a comedy. Like, Watamote's a comedy. No Biori.
Yeah,
No Biori is
I think you
very
just need to be
simple and
honest with
sweet
yourself.
yeah.
and very character driven.
But okay, all right, hold on, time out. Because, like, like if it's the problem is like, oh, it's just boring. Like, all right, you can't really say anything to that. It's just like, all right, I wasn't feeling it. But like, I don't know. Well, like I don't know what's all in your 9s and 10s or 9s and 8s rather. But like, to me, I think the show is good because it's like, even though it is taking a really simple idea, it is throwing a lot behind it and executing it well. Like, if you're not entertained by that, obviously you can't really say anything to that. But I think for me, the just the way that the show executes on its simplistic ideas, I don't care how simple it is, right? I fucking love really stupid simple shows, even if they're, going for something more, high concept in the presentation of it. You know what I mean? Like, if we're just boiling it down to its like essence of like, hey, it's really just about like love and hate. Like that's all it's about, really. I mean, that's like the core idea of the series, and that's fine. That's cool, because I get to experience like, and like, could the show have been shorter? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you could have cut like a couple episodes out probably, but the fact that it's only 10 episodes, like that's pretty
Already
short in
probably
itself.
the minimum they could get.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so yeah, I don't know. Like the series as a whole, we just really like it is giving us. I don't think it's trying to be anything that it's not. I think it's being very upfront about what it is and what it's trying to do, and just being like, here you go.
Sure.
This is it.
And
I think that's fine.
Yeah, my argument is there's nothing wrong with that. I think that is fine, and I think it can be done very well. And it's just that I'm looking for examples and coming up short.
Yeah, okay.
Because, like, another thing that really sticks out to me looking at this list is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And, like, I know comparing anything to Brotherhood is not fair, especially since Brotherhood is 6 times as long and has 6 times as much time to establish these kinds of things.
Yeah.
But look at how Brotherhood deals with saying everyone is worthwhile and the world deserves to be saved, when the people we're following are working for the villains.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Look, in the case of like Brotherhood, like you said, it's way longer. It has a lot of stuff going on. But even saying that, like, I don't know. The only thing that you can really compare it to is 03, I think. 03 and the manga, because, but like, I don't know. Like, I like 03 more than Brotherhood. So like, for me,
that explains a lot.
I haven't
seen
it. I really liked 03, but I haven't seen it in such a long time.
Fantastic.
I like the aesthetic of 03 more than I like the aesthetic of Brotherhood.
Yeah.
I mean, straight up, the way that 03 is directed is like hands down. It's just better than Brotherhood. I think Brotherhood undercuts itself a lot with its direction and like the way it like really just like really awful comedic moments, like undercuts a lot of the serious stuff that's going on, right?
Yeah, like I was talking with an old professor of mine, like this is a very smart guy with very good taste, and he was like, yeah, I cannot get into Brotherhood. They just keep making jokes about the guy being short, and it sucks so hard. And like, yeah, man, I know, I understand, but you have to realize the payoff of that joke. 60 episodes later.
Oh my god, yeah. Ah!
And it's silent, and they don't even say it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Honestly, I don't know what you're referring to. Like,
the scene when Ed
is
is yelling at Winry and like picks her up from the bed, and he's taller than her.
Yeah, and is like standing over her.
I did,
like that to me. Like, I understand why that's like a really cool payoff for a lot of people, but to me, I'm like, all right, he got taller, cool.
I thought it was me.
Right.
I like
Points at screen like, yeah, he got taller. That's rad. That's sick.
The same thing happening in reverse.
Yeah.
Same thing. So I've had this thought bouncing around in my head about. Oh no, you should go first.
No. Go ahead. I was just gonna keep talking about Brotherhood, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. So Will you all do the courtesy of walking with me to a clearly Homestuck themed pier?
I am
Only because you asked
interested in
so
where this
nicely.
is
Oh,
going,
man.
so I will voluntarily do something that is a horrible idea.
Is
What would
the
you do
ocean
if I
water
said
below
no?
the pier dyed gray?
Not, no, maybe. Okay, so
There's
the
candy corn
there
coming out
is-
of this post.
character, not a character. So the in Homestuck, the trolls have like a completely different concept of romance from humans, right? It's like divided into quadrants and shit. And one of the trolls describes like the basis for these quadrants as being like all of the quadrants are like divided like in amongst like they're based around the quote the two primary emotions, hatred and pity, which is very and like I thought that, and one of the quadrants that's pity based is Moira allegiance, right? And Moira allegiance is essentially like the word means soulmate, like if you translate it directly from Alternian to English. And it's like the idea is that like it's almost like a one party or even like both parties in like a back and forth dance are trying to like reel in the other guy. Like it's like you have this character trait or these proclivities that are too fucking much, right? That like need to like you will damage yourself and the things around you with these proclivities. I'm gonna be the guy who tells you, hey, no, you can't be like that. and it's like the guy who tells you what's good for you when you know what's good for you, but you don't want to do it. And I had the thought throughout this show, it's like, and like also like the description of pity. The idea is that pity is an emotion that means it's like, oh, like when my partner looks at me pitifully when I have something tasty, what she wants is for me to share the food. And the idea is that like it's like when you pity someone, you feel as though you have something that you can impart upon them, so to speak, right? And in the case of Moira allegiance, it's like I can impart upon you like a better life via like helping you improve as a person. And like the relationship between Ryo and Akira is one of the most toxic Moira allegiances I have ever seen in my fucking life. It's delightful. It is the world's most toxic Moira allegiance that literally ends the goddamn world. It's like
Yeah, he's the devil.
You know, Devilman Crybaby could have been solved a lot sooner if they just kissed each other earlier in the series.
You're correct.
I
Um,
think the world would be saved if it was a little gayer.
Okay,
Now I'm just imagining.
Yes.
I can't even say that's wrong. That's
No.
just true.
I'm just
That is
imagining
true.
the beginning of Paradise Lost. I started reading Paradise Lost recently. It's
Oh, look,
it's
you.
hard.
Mr. Fancy.
It's hard, and I'm not good at it, guys.
Yeah, you're reading
I
Bible
believe
fan
that.
fiction.
I'm thinking of the beginning of Paradise Lost, where Satan is like in pseudo hell with all of his lieutenants, and he just goes up to Beelzebub, because Beelzebub is the guy who goes up to Satan after the fall. Is like, dude, you did so great. Like, if God weren't like omnipotent and shit, you would have had that rebellion, man. You are the best, dude. And just imagining Satan going like, darn right, I am the best, and just making out with him on screen.
Yes.
Where is Epic for Paradise Lost?
You know, that's a really good fucking question.
I think it's like it's. I guess Paradise Lost might be viewed as like a little more sacred than
I
the
feel like Paradise
Homerian
Lost
epic.
is just something that people haven't read and don't know about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
no one
you
cares.
know anything about Paradise Lost Sacred, is the furthest thing from it.
Yeah.
No, it's
if
like,
anything, I think the Odyssey is held in more like like as sacred than Paradise Lost. Come on.
Well, okay, I guess, yeah. I get what I mean when I say that. It's like I feel like it like there's like a flavor of evangelical that like will like even if they have never read Paradise Lost, they're like it's about the Bible, therefore you can't fuck with it, right? Like they wouldn't say
Yeah.
fuck, but you know.
The Book of Mormon happened.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
yes,
to
but
be
that's
fair, those
about
guys were
Mormons.
persecuted for like forever.
I think they should continue to be persecuted.
The Mormons?
Thank you for coming to the Explanation Point Anime Club. Where we believe that Trey
random-
Parker and Matt Stone should be persecuted.
Random.
All right.
Okay, really random, fun Mormon fact that I learned. I'm sorry, I just want to. Joseph Smith was the first presidential candidate to ever get assassinated. Is that not
What?
fucking crazy? Yeah.
He was a residential candidate. What?
He was running for president, and then fucking I forget what happened. Like something happened, and there was like a riot, and he got involved, and then people came after him and fucking killed him and his brother.
Mm-hmm.
He
I
just
think that's-
wanted a million wives and to be sexist. Is
I
that
thi-
so wrong?
Don't
I
we
think
all?
that was.
I was just praising Chainsaw Man for this.
Okay, hold on. Speak for yourself, man.
Sorry, can I say something? Also, just to bring
Depends
this
on what it
back
is.
to Crybaby.
Yeah,
I wanted to
please
comment
do
on
that.
Rio.
We're so off
The-
track.
Off track.
I wanted to comment on Rio. Like, what was off to me even when I was watching this show for the first time is that like it feels like even before like he gets his memories back and really starts, working his thing to destroy humanity. Basically, in the first part of the show, it just feels like he's too much of a sociopath. Like there's just something that feels off about him. Like you don't. I didn't really buy that he was friends with Akira, or that like he couldn't really be a good friend to him. I think it kind of connects to what James was saying about
This
the
brings me to
Homestuck
my-
thing.
The more
Yeah,
religious-
but
yes,
the
I was
show's
about to
just that
say.
they are friends.
Like, okay, so the idea is that like Akira and Rio both mutually look at one another and go, "Oh, you are a pitiful creature," a little bit. Like Akira looks at Rio and goes, "You can't even cry for yourself. That's awful." Like a little bit. Like Akira looked at Rio when they first met. He was just a little he described him like he was like a little kitten, like curled up in a ball in the rain. And that's what Miki says Akira described him as. And like, so the idea is that like Akira feels protective over Rio, and Rio feels very possessive and protective over Akira because Akira in his eyes is like, "Oh, you poor thing, all you do is cry." Like it's like so it's like this thing where like both of them are trying to like be like I can protect you and improve you. Like that's the thing that Akira tries to do when he chucks Rio into the pool that one time early in like the first half. I don't remember, like it was the fourth-ish episode maybe, but like he's like, "Dude, you have a pool? You have this? You have that?" It's like, what? You have such a fancy place. Why? It's like Rio is not enjoying himself at all, and and so he chucks Rio into the pool to try to prove a point. And it doesn't really work. But, like, it's just like... And meanwhile, Rio is like, "I will improve you by making you Devilman." Like, he essentially, he's like, "I can make you Devilman, which will improve you and improve our relationship a little bit." And it's like, that's like...
He's subconsciously, he's like subconsciously making him Devilman because he knows, like, I'm going to kill everyone and destroy the world, but I want this guy with me. Like, I want him to be with me more than anything. So
I'm in
going
love
to
with
turn
him.
him
We're talking about
I'm going to
conscious
turn him
level
into a
now.
devil. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like there is a conscious motivation, even if that's like not the true one. It's still there. It still says
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
about Rio's character as a human.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I guess James, like, I think that's true. That sounds like something that was like the intent of it. I guess what I'm saying is that like the vibe that Rio gives me is just off. Like I do not buy that like he cares about Akira in any way, including the way that you described he does care about. Even if I can believe that it is in the text that he does. Does that make sense?
I see the text did not sell you on how Rio feels, even though you know that is baked into how it is written.
Yeah, I guess
I
like
think-
consciously I know this is what the story is, and it includes Rio having this character. I just don't buy it from his behavior. He just comes off like an uncaring sociopath.
Yeah, I think that's how I
Venom.
think that's part of the point. Like I think the point is like he is this really cold, calculating, uncaring person, but he still has this one guy, this single guy that he cares more than anything about.
And
Like,
also
but he
maybe
doesn't
that has something to say about Akira's relationship with love and friendship. Is that he can see this literal devil of a person just saying the words "You are my friend" and believe him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You are my friend. Whoa.
Why I know you.
And it's like, oh my gosh,
I'm so
and the bit,
glad
like,
someone joined me in.
when Rio like betrays him on international television, and Rio still expects him to come back, and Akira doesn't. He doesn't do it. That was
What's
like,
taking him so long?
oh my god. Like, that was like, I actually expected Akira to go by there, but then he was like, no, I need to get to Miki. I need to get to Miki. He was not thinking about Rio for a second. And Rio didn't realize that, like, he had completely, like, he had, like, orchestrated the downfall of his own Moira allegiance. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, but I think that's all. Like, he takes him for granted. He takes his love for granted. Like, he's like, I can do whatever I want to Akira, and it doesn't matter because he loves me.
I'm just a small little guy. It's my birthday.
It's my birthday.
Can I ask a
My
question?
new birthday, even.
Is Rio the main character?
Huh.
No.
What is that supposed to mean? I
Like-
guess not. I think Akira is a mainer character.
Like, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think of them. Like, because Rio is the one who goes through the arc. He's the one that's like pushing the narrative, right?
Mhm.
And I kind of think of him like Light from Death Note,
Like, you got
where
me.
he is the antagonist, but he is also like the one that we are following the exploits of. Like, Akira to him is just a piece, like a just another piece on the board. And not even like the queen, like maybe like a rook or something. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I do think
Yeah.
that Rio treats Akira like he is the queen on the chessboard. I do think that. Like, he tries to protect him, like, at the beginning of the game and everything, and, like, he uses him as, like, the ultimate.
What I mean by saying that is that, like, without, like, with or without Akira, like, his plan still goes off.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
He
he
does.
thinks of him as like the queen, but he really is like, no, like, sit back, let me do everything. I'll tell you when you need to do stuff. Like, don't worry about it, But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily. Maybe I don't fully even buy into my own idea of like Rio being the protagonist, but like, I think it's
I was
interesting
more
way to look at it.
interested in Rio throughout the show than I was in Akira, mainly because I was like, okay, I get what your deal is, Akira. Are you gonna evolve or change in any meaningful way? No,
Nope.
you're just gonna remain like and it's like, whenever there is a protagonist where like the whole point is that like they do not change, the world simply changes around them in response to or in opposition against them. Like, whenever that happens, then I'm like, okay, cool. Are you like fun to watch? And the answer for Akira was not really.
Crybaby. That's
Okay,
all you
wait.
get.
Crybaby.
All right, hold on. Do you like? Because like that's how I feel about Madoka.
What?
Like,
Okay.
like literally the way you
Real.
I feel like the
Real.
way you think about Akira, where it's like, yeah, you are just this mouthpiece. You are like static. The world changes around you. Are you at least fun to watch? With me, Madoka, I'm like, no, fucking just boring as shit. But like, that's where I'm like, where's the disconnect? Because like,
I think
why do you think that Akira is like boring? Like, why is he not like?
I think the
I
thing
think he's
about
like really fun
Akira,
and bouncy and expressive.
I think the thing about Akira that makes me less interested in him is that he is clearly like, it's not that he is even like, there are like people who like kind of, he wears his heart on his sleeve, but he doesn't use his emotions to like think for him. That doesn't make any, like, what I mean when I say he doesn't use his emotions to do the thinking is that like there are people who will like think and be like, I need to keep my emotions out of it. People who will think and be like, oh wait, my emotions have butted in and said maybe this train of thought is not such a good idea. And there are people who will be like, I have an emotional feeling and a reaction, and I need to backwards rationalize why that's happening. And Monica is a character who like has to grapple with backwards rationalizing why she feels the way that she feels about things and why she feels so strongly that she is correct about like the world and that people are good and worth saving and shit. And with Akira, Akira feels the way that he feels and then is never asked to articulate the way that he feels, and then the way that he feels like he's manipulated because of his feelings by Ryo, by someone else. And he like tries to plan based around his feelings a few times, but like functionally like the only plan that he enacts himself is the I want to like save the runner guy and any other Devilmen that I come across, and he succeeds in saving that runner guy, and then Miko finds that guy and everything, and like Miko and Akira like reunite and stuff. And it's like the thing about that though is that like he does like it's not that I have a problem with him being passive, it's that I have a problem with him never like grappling with his own nature. Like Monica grapples with her own nature quite a bit throughout Monica Magica, even as like her nature does not change. But like she has to like reaffirm and and assert like that she is correct even when she cannot articulate why. She has to like go through the entire show building her case essentially for why she is correct. But Akira, the whole point of Akira is that even with all of the love in the world that he can get, he still loses.
So I'm like hearing you, and I think I'm getting what you're saying. I would counter with the idea that like in a show about control and not having control, right? Akira isn't like allowed to reaffirm the way that he thinks about things, more in the sense that like Ryo is the one who is literally controlling every aspect of, you know, the apocalypse, right? And Akira is the actions that he takes is only like this is the only thing that he can do to reaffirm like his stance on like we should care about people, in just saying that like I'm going to continue to go out and try and help people no matter what you say. Like when you tell me, hey, sit back, don't do anything, people are still dying and I'm going to go try and help them, right? I'm going to go try and stop, you know, these guys from, you know, killing this group of humans because they're human, right? They're not demons. Yeah, like he is taking actions, and I don't necessarily think he needs to, you know, articulate himself to be like, this is what I think about the world, because he's doing that through his action. Like it's a very like Monkey D. Luffy-esque type way of like characterization. Like Luffy never like is like, this is how I feel and this is how I'm gonna do things. Like he's a man of action. He does what he wants, right? And so for a character like Akira, who is wrestling with control, right, who is being put in a position where he is being manipulated and he doesn't understand that fully, to go out and fight against that control anyway, regardless of what his best friend thinks or says, like I think that says a lot about his character.
There's one
You know
other
what? You're right.
that this conversation made me think of, tangentially related, is that we aren't really given an alternative to humanity. Like, from Ryo's perspective, as the character who wins, I feel like we really need to be able to see Ryo's point of view. And his point of view is humanity sucks. Devils should take over the world. Humans are fearful, terrified, angry creatures who just want to kill each other and can't love.
Yeah.
Devils do that too, don't they?
Devils do that
a
as
lot.
well. They do that more.
Wait, I mean, can I say something? I think like it's gonna make more sense, because so again in the source material, like there's this like strong environmental aspect to the demons, and like the point that like the manga wants to say, among other things, is that like, hey, humanity has now like kind of taken rule over nature, and we've fucked over a lot of it. It was better back in the good old days. It was just like demons killing each other, and whoever is strong, and you know nature works how it should.
Oh, so
I think
Rio
that's
was
lost
an
in Crybaby
eco-fat.
because, yeah, I mean there is like this like slight eco-fascist element to it. I think you could say. That's lost in Crybaby because they don't talk about it. So it just comes off as like, oh, I prefer demons because they're like violent
So is
and
is it
base.
like saying, okay, the true nature of humans is to be horrible to each other, but they're bad at it? So we
I
should let
think
demons rule because they're good at it?
I
I
think
think.
what
Can I go first?
the
I
go
don't
ahead.
have that much to say. I think what I would just say is that, I mean, okay, that's a weakness that like Rio exploits because he has this end goal of like destroying humanity, leaving the Earth for demons. I don't think they have like a proper super principle, the reason for wanting to destroy humanity, other than well, I love demonkind, I want them to thrive, not like these stupid humans who came like millions of years later. I mean, it's kind of like the view I think Rio again expresses in the manga, that like, oh well, this is my place, what the fuck are you doing here, get out.
Um, I think in the terms of Crybaby, like, because like Brian, you said that like Rio believes that humans can't love. I don't think he believes that. I
Right.
think he thinks that love doesn't exist, right? I
Sure.
think he believes that it's not even a concept that we can think about. He thinks that it's made up, and that concept is what makes humans weak, right? And so because he loathes that weakness, right? He's like, survival of the fittest, obviously, right? We should have demons come back. Like, we got obliterated before. Let's have them come back and really be the strongest, the most dominant on the planet. I think that's really all it comes down to.
Mhm.
Wait,
Because
can you
like
explain again? uh, I just wanted to ask, so like Rio doesn't think love exists, so
I
then
mean,
therefore,
he literally says that.
yes,
He does say those exact words.
he does. And then, I mean, I'm just asking for the connection to the reason why he doesn't like humanity. How does that tie into like some kind of weakness?
Because humans have deluded themselves into thinking that love is a thing,
Right.
And it makes us weak.
and it makes us weak.
And he
So
doesn't think that weak things deserve to exist, i.e.,
yeah,
trying to kill the kitten.
yeah.
The metaphorical kitten.
Also, the literal kitten.
And
Oh, wait, no,
also
the kitten is the metaphor.
Trying to literally kill the metaphorical kitten.
Yes. Yeah. So like I think like we kind of do see his worldview in the sense that he incites
killed a
fear
kitten.
and violence. What? Yeah.
He literally killed the metaphorical kitten. The kitten represented the right of weak things to live, and he literally killed it. It was a metaphor.
It was a metaphor.
Am I metaphor?
Am I the metaphor? Yeah, I don't like. I think we do see his worldview though. Like the way that he incites violence is him trying to prove that he is right by saying, "Yeah, look at what humans can become because there is no there is no love. It's all hate. They will fight and kill each other out of pure selfishness and fear."
And how did you come to that conclusion, Rio? Did you incite hatred and war?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So-
But that's what he's trying to he's trying to prove his hypothesis.
This is
From
a terrible
a
scientific method.
narrative perspective, Rio wins. Rio gets what he wants. The devils take over the world. Because humans...
Because kind
humans...
of, yeah.
we're not,
I mean, it does
we're
happen.
not able
for
to
5
come
seconds.
together. We're not able to prove him wrong. Who's the audience for Devilman Crybaby?
Who's the audience?
Who's the audience?
Humans.
It's humans.
I think. Yeah, I think.
So
humans.
if you're... I understand that this isn't true because people like this show. But from my perspective, if you're gonna have a show wherein all of the humans die and some other entity wins, if you want that to be satisfying, then you have to provide some means for humans to feel satisfied that this other entity has won. It has to be, like, you either have to like them or see their point, like the Chimera ants or something, or...
I didn't like those guys or saw their point, but
sure.
yeah, go ahead.
Or it has to be satisfying to watch them win, like a Joker type.
Sure. I think that he doesn't win, though. Like, he wins in the sense that humanity is wiped out, but he loses because the one thing that he wanted more than anything, he killed.
Then just replace...
I mean, you know, also because God
the
nukes the entire Earth,
then.
so like...
Well, also God nukes the entire... But that's besides the point. That, you know...
He lost Akira before God nuked the world, and I think God deliberately let him have that realization before he
loses. He loses because he himself learns to love.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so he was right.
Grief is the proof that love was once there. He feels grief for Akira. No, he's wrong. Because he thinks love does not exist. Okay. And then at the end, he's like, oh, what is this feeling that I'm feeling? It's love. Love does exist. The entire world. The entire... Look, I'm not denying that. It's gay as hell, but like...
Yeah.
The boy is gay. I don't know. Like...
Them boys gay. Good for them.
Them boys is gay. Like, you know, I think that's all it is. I think there's something really... Honestly, I think there's something really beautiful about the fact that we have this entire story about, like, war and violence and hate, and the entire world is fucking destroyed, all to make the devil cry. I think there's something really beautiful.
Oh.
Devil man cry. Maybe.
Devil.
See, that's a really good sentence. I don't think the show hits as hard as your sentence, Tom.
I'm glad it does for you, though.
Yeah, I think the show hits really hard for me. I like the show a lot.
Hurrah!
I'm glad it does.
In a sense, in that sense, did humanity win? Because we taught the devil that love is real.
I don't think it matters if humanity won or not, because we're all dead.
But
I think God won.
There's no one to really go, we got him, fellas.
We got him, boys.
I think humanity gets the last laugh metaphorically.
No, I think it's literally. I think they
literally kills the metaphorical humanity.
Well, Satan did kill Devilman, which was the metaphorical of humanity. So you are correct on that.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Devilman is a metaphor for all of humanity and the goodness of it.
Can I comment? I think just to answer the same question you posed to Tom, because I think I would come from a different angle. I think there's just a certain beauty to seeing things go like absolutely wrong, and it's like horrific. It's a train wreck, but like that's exactly what makes it beautiful. I think the only other show I can compare this to would be like Dead Demons DDDD Destruction, because it also has this like yeah, like this kind of horrible ending where everything goes wrong and humanity gets destroyed.
Yeah,
you know what I really hate?
Everything goes wrong and humanity gets destroyed.
You know what I really hate? I really hate when shows just pick a side on, like, is all of humanity hot garbage, or are they all great and deserve to live? Like, we can't have any amount of nuance. It has to be one or the other.
Yeah, we can't just say, hey, those people who ripped apart your loved ones and put them on stakes and then danced around the bonfire with their arms flopping on the pike. Those people deserve to die. We can't just say that.
Well, that's fine, but they shouldn't encompass all of humanity. Like, obviously, those people deserve to die.
I don't
but
know.
I mean,
Devilman
it's not like
Crybaby doesn't seem to think so.
I
don't think like Go Nagai is really judging humanity through any character, right? Like especially because like near the end of the show, it's mostly humanity that destroys itself because of all this chaos that the demons created. It doesn't even have to be like them directly inflicting violence.
It's very much a situation of like humanity is its own violent destructor.
It's like,
is
do
just
you blame the humans
very broad
for
and
succumbing
sweeping.
to the demonic influence? I think that's what it comes down to. Do you blame the humans for succumbing to the demonic influence, or do you
Yes.
blame the demons for influencing humanity
Also, yes.
with their worst impulses? And, well, yeah, considering it's mutually assured destruction on all ends, I would say the answer is yes on both fronts.
also yes.
Like, that's the thing. You can do both. You can say the devils are bad for trying to tempt people into sin, and the people are bad for doing the sin.
But I don't think the series was
I know.
necessarily being like, okay.
I know.
All right.
I'm just saying, you don't have to pick a side there.
Yeah.
No, you have to pick a side. Everything
Like,
is binary.
No, believe
Pick
it
a
or not.
side right the fuck now,
Oh,
Brian.
I guess I'll just leave.
Then I do pick
It's
the
okay.
side.
I'll have to leave with you.
I do reluctantly pick the
Let's
side.
ignore the canonical intersexness of Satan here.
It's true.
I
I mean, it do, like explicitly say in the manga, it's a hermaphrodite.
Mm-hmm. But like, believe it or not, as I've mentioned before, the question of who is to blame when people are tempted to evil has been on my mind a lot for the past 10 years.
You don't say. You really don't say.
Tino S is sitting that bad, according to Devilman Crybaby, it is.
Well, the answer is yes. Yeah, they're all bad. And you are able... You have to be held responsible for your actions no matter what the reasoning behind them was. Like, someone tempting you to evil means that you have done evil.
Yeah.
You know what?
But it does
Maybe
also
I'm
mean
just
that
a
they
little
were
too
deluded.
tired, but do you know what this... Devilman Crybaby always gives me the vibe of just, like, someone saying that, like, if you do any kind of, like, the 7 deadly sins, like, any amount of it, you are bad. Which is just not how humans work.
I also think that's unfair. I don't think that's necessarily...
The show?
I don't think it necessarily goes that far.
Am I just too tired then?
I mean,
Yeah.
Miko was jealous
I'm a little
and envious
EP.
and turned into a demon, and the show paints Miko at the end as one of the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I do think it's a little bit shallow that Devilman is a devil. Like, he doesn't... Well, but
I would have really liked to know what the devil, like, that Akira takes over was like as a devil.
Lucifer calls him Amon the Champion. And, like, we know that this is, like, biblical Satan. So I'm assuming Amon is a real demon. Quote-unquote real demon.
Is Amon, like, short for No, not Asmodee.
Amon is a real demon. I'm looking it up now. Amon in demonology is the Grand Marquis of Hell who governs 40 infernal legions and the 7th spirit of the Goetia. He is the demon of life and reproduction. He has a sigil. There's a picture of him. He's a monkey reptile thing.
He's the what
head.
of life and reproduction?
The demon of life and reproduction.
Okay.
I guess that's why Masakiyasa took that angle, right?
I will send this to Discord as well.
Discord.
Looking forward to it.
Yep. Here we go. Amon the Champion. This is the guy who's infecting Akira.
Yeah.
Why does he look like he has little owl glasses?
Owl glasses?
Because he has an owl head.
You know what? I would accept
think it is
calling
supposed to be
this.
an owl.
I would accept calling this freak a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Was a Libyan god
Oh.
who was written about in Demonomicons.
Demonomicon.
He's mentioned in
Yeah.
the Lesser Key of Solomon.
Wow.
It's crazy to me that ancient Catholics just had full textbooks full of D&D lore about the demons.
What were they supposed to write down?
Where did this come from? Like, who decided?
It came from the demons. The
Sure.
demons
Older
told them,
Who
man.
ultimately sat down and said, "Yep, Asmodeus, king of hell. I'm writing this book. God revealed it to me."
Lucifer.
Don't
I
we
think
get
it
a
comes
lot
from a lot
of
of magical traditions.
Yeah, but
I mean,
who was
Asmodeus
the first
himself
guy?
is from Jewish ones.
Who was
the first guy?
Like,
Don't
I
we
think
get a lot of
I
like
think about
demonology concepts from Dante?
this. No, those they existed
Oh, I mean,
before
this pre-
Dante and Milton.
Oh, was it?
But
Yeah.
I think about this with a lot of religions: is who was the first guy? And nowadays we know the first guy. We know Joseph Smith. We know L. Ron Hubbard. And we think that their religion, we largely think that their religions are bullshit because we know the first guy. Like, we can't talk to Muhammad.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
That's why, dude. It's not old. It's got to be old.
it
like
has to be
that's
old.
the only
we have
way
to not be able
religion
to look into
works.
the first guy.
Yeah.
I feel like old is incorrect. I feel like mysterious is more correct.
Mysterious from being old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always mystery with things that are old because you don't know about them because fucking you live in the modern day. I think that just comes from the oldness of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Like, if we can't track it back because it's too old to track back, it is inherently mysterious.
It's the most important thing is to a religion's success is being able to hear, hey, this guy was visited by an angel, and not being able to go to the guy and say, no, you weren't. That's it. If you can
Yeah.
say, no, you weren't, then your religion will fail.
Yeah. I mean,
Damn.
like the thing about Mormonism, just because this
I
is
love
coming a
Devilman
lot.
That's
Crybaby.
Mormons.
We love Devilman Crybaby. The thing about Mormonism is that it's crazy because people were like, yeah, I literally saw an angel. Joseph Smith handed me gold blocks or whatever, and then I saw an
Let's
angel
not
dude
be
literally
ridiculous.
standing right next to him. Yeah. Everybody else is like, are you fucking okay, man?
Anyway, do we have any more to say about Devilman Crybaby? We're at 1:30.
I think I actually had a question I wanted to ask earlier.
Oh?
Which is that, like, some of you said, like, the characters are supposed to be ideas, and I didn't really get that. What character is supposed to be what idea?
Like Akira is supposed to be the idea that like love is good and you should love things, you know, not necessarily unconditionally. Well, I guess unconditionally. As long as they're like good and cool. Like as long as we don't hate each other and incite violence, like we should love them.
Mm.
That's kind of also what Miki is about, who literally
Miki is
says
the
like
designated likable character.
yes.
She's the one who says, "What's wrong with being innocent?" And like, that line still sticks in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
There's something
Miki
about it.
literally
It's like,
says